Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Cop Update for this Monday afternoon. I am Gav, and this is the LFC Daytrippers. If you're in here, you're more than welcome. Throw your comments in there as much as you can over the next 15, 20, possibly 30 minutes. We'll see how we get on. And as I said, please like, please subscribe, please share. But most of all, them comments are the most important thing. Fear Nuke says, one of my favourite moments of football this year was Harvey's return goal. Yeah, we're definitely talking about that in a minute. Absolutely talking about that. Jay Lel the Boys says 0-0 Gav. Defo 0-0 says Fear Nuke. So this is 0-0 all day says Ash Grace. So this is in response to me saying 0-all last night at half time. I think it was Scouse or P. Fair play to him. He came in and got really upset about it, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's gone on. We've put some out on our Twitter, and it's raging all morning as to what it should be, and it's even extended into all sorts of different things. What you should say, but it'll always be 0-all to me. But I'll try saying 0-0 just for Scouts or P, not for the rest of us. Always miss the start of these, so I'm here already, says James. You're very, very welcome, James. Emma Cavanagh is in. Good afternoon, Emma. Good morning, afternoon, evening from India, says, and this is a name that I might get wrong, so I apologise, Dilip Vasudevan. So I hope I've got that right. Garrett McDonald says, afternoon on. National in Spain saying Liverpool are willing to pay the £42 million release clause and £8.4 million bonus for Gavi from Barcelona. Is that deal not sorted yet? Jesus, I thought that deal was well sorted, with a billion euros buyout. But listen, if he's still available, he is he's a fantastic footballer. Big up Gav, shame Salah lost yesterday, but happy for Sadio. Yeah, listen, we'll start on this because it was heartbreak for Mo Salah last night. Ecstasy for Sadio Mane, and Mane misses that penalty early on, and you're thinking, wow, but he stands up to take the last one. And people are giving Salah a bit of abuse, going, you should never go fifth in a penalty shootout. If it goes another way and Mane misses that, Salah has the chance. It can go anyway. It's just the way it falls. And in fairness, on Egypt, their penalties have been amazing in that competition. Amazing. So I wouldn't be reading too much into the fact Salah was going fifth. Mane was going fifth. If it would have gone the other way, Mane mightn't have got a chance to take a penalty. We'll all just be saying the same thing about Sadio Mane. It's just the way things fall. It wasn't the best game. Senegal probably looked to win it more, but this is the way Egypt played the competition. They're not a great side, Egypt. They have Mo Salah. They don't give him a lot of service. They don't give him a lot of support. And for them to get to the final, I thought was a brilliant achievement for Egypt. But look, Salah just has to dust himself down. He'll be back in Liverpool, let's say, today or tomorrow. I reckon he might be ready to go for Leicester on Thursday. And he's just going to have to take it on the chin. In fairness to Mane, he scores that penalty. He celebrates as he should. But he makes sure that he goes to talk to Mo Salah. And, you can see how devastated Mo Salah is. I've even seen people saying, oh, Mo Salah didn't look at him. It's a disgrace. And I'm like, mate, he's lost a major competition final. All right, his teammate comes over and chats to him and stuff like that. But you're that down. He's probably said a couple of words. And you can see his hand on his back. And, he's kind of giving Mane a hug. But one of them had to lose. One of them had to win. It's just the way it goes. I think it's a huge thing for Mane. A real boost for him, because he's getting a lot of stick from Liverpool fans and fans further afield, and I hope this is just a little bounce that he needs. And look, we know how driven Salah is. All right, he would have loved him to win it, but if that defeat yesterday spurs him on to absolutely go mental on everybody else he comes across from now at the end of the season, it's only a good thing for Liverpool. Let me scroll back up here because I'm missing loads of comments while I was waffling there. It's 0-all, Gav, says Thor. So this is back on this debate. 0-0, and it's not a press, says Jamie Home. Of course, Jamie Home uses the word cupboard instead of press. We use it. It's in the press. That's the way we talk. But 0-all, Gav, don't mind them, says Ghost of Sparta. I'm with you. Almost, says Dilip Vasudevan. He says almost, but that's fine. Thanks. I made a good effort. Sony Kang says, did Gavi not sign a new contract? I thought he did. I thought it was very close to being done, but obviously it hasn't been. Garrett McDonald said he's stalling on signing a new contract, so there we go. I think I've come around to red card for Kelleher gaff, says Kieran. Don't start this again. I had match of the day recorded and watched it last night after last night's show. If a keeper did that to Mane or Salah, I would have been fuming. It was reckless. Yeah, look, the lads think that Kanate is covering. Kanate is, but my argument is if that player hurdles Kelleher without getting contact, I think he might get to the ball, and if he gets to the ball, it's a definite goal scoring opportunity. You know, if Kelleher stays in goal and Kanate hits the player like that, it's a red card. Doesn't matter that the goalkeeper's in goal; it's a clear goal scoring opportunity. So, but look, we leave it there because we went off on a mad tangent. Well, I did, and it went on for too long last night, and we just have to agree to disagree. But I think if it was the other way around, we'd be absolutely apoplectic that we didn't get that. So leave it there. It was Pedri who signed the contract, says Kevin Ball. Yeah, Pedri did, but I thought Gavi was on the verge of signing one as well. Gav with 0-0 and Kelleher should have seen red madness. An off day, says Nay. 0-0 is just something I say, you know. It's one of those things. You are fuckers, you are. But I like it. It's just one of those things. I say 0-0 and I still think it's a red. Grant. We leave it there. Dragon Ball says Salah is mentally strong. He's incredibly strong mentally, and I think it'll take him a little bit to get over it, but no better man to come back and play on Thursday against Leicester and take all his frustration out on them in a much better side, may I add. And no doubt his teammates, including Sadio Mane, will want to get Sadio or get Mo going again. And if we get Mo going again, we're absolutely flying. Too many body language experts on social media. Yeah, I don't read too much into it. It's right after a game. Your volume is a bit low, says Paul Smith. Paul, it's as high as it can be. It's as high as it can be. That mic is literally that much away from my face, and I'm talking directly into it. So it may be something on your device because it always comes out perfect when we go to do the edit. I wanted Mane to win it, but he's kind of in Salah's shadow, only a small bit. But Salah is our superstar. Senegal, the best team in the comp. I agree with Kieran there. I think they were big for both Mane and Senegal. Their first Mo will come back fine, says Bejan. Look, there's loads there about it. 0-0 is Irish for sure, says Carl Hurley. It is, it must be. 0-0 is what us dubs say. End of story, says Garrett McDonald. It is. It's one of those. It looks like Kelleher tries to pull out, but it's a bit too late, which ends up making him miss the ball, says Charlie the Red. Yeah, it's just, look, we got away with one in my opinion, but we leave it there. I'm sure another situation will come up at some stage and the roles will be reversed. And then we'll have a good chat about it. Richard Lefebvre says, still buzzing. The lads looked good second half. Elliott in particular. So, Elliott's return. We spoke about it after the game yesterday. We spoke about it on the Fatback 4 last night. I only really wanted to come back to it today because I wanted to ask what people's opinion on Elliott for this season is. So what I mean is, it's a really good comeback. He's still a young player. He's coming back from 5 months off. You see, he was really buzzing yesterday. He was flying. It was probably adrenaline. He gets a really good goal. But what I want to see, I want to know what you think for him going forward for the rest of the season. Do we nurse him into it a little bit, or do you just think, no, look at him, he's flying, go? Do you expect him to be like right at it for the rest of the season? I just want to see what you think, and let me know what you would do with Harvey Elliott for the rest of the season. I'm going to put it out there. I'd have him playing every game, every game. Let me see. Gav, explain in the press, says Ash Grace. In the press. I thought you were talking about journalists or press and motion in football. So, if you have tins of beans in the cupboard, okay, we would say, where are the tin of beans? They're in the press. We would call them a press, rather than a cupboard. Now, some people do call it cupboard. Most people I know call it a press, especially people from Dublin. So, I was reading your message there, wondering what the fuck did I say about presses or people in the press, but I didn't. Rumours of a Klopp extension, says Ali A. I've seen that. I'm not taking anything from it, for the moment, if that's okay. But look, if it's possible, let's go for it. I'm all for it. I really am. Like he's unbelievable, you know. And I want him here forever because I just think he's the best thing we've had in I don't know how long. So I want us to have Jurgen Klopp forever. But listen, them rumours, I don't know where they really come from. I've read a couple of Twitter accounts saying it, but listen, it's at the moment it's 2024. Gav, I don't know how you do this. I'm far too biased to think that was a red. So James, I just look at stuff, James, and I kind of try and take myself out of the fact that I'm a Liverpool fan, or take myself out of the fact that it's Kelleher or it's against us or for us. I just kind of look at it as a situation, and that's just the way I thought it was. Football 365 saying we're sniffing around Serge Gnabry, who's not signed a new contract. What a bleeding player he is, by the way. But we seem to be sniffing around many players. Gav, roles have been reversed. We got robbed at Spurs. Salah will want to start Thursday. Be surprised if he doesn't, says Kevin Ball. I think Elliott is already one of Liverpool's best players, and he's so young. We should give him the minutes, says Nuke. He could be Foden levels. Play him, says James. I'm with you. I don't think that's adrenaline the other day, because adrenaline for me, he'd be trying mad stuff. And he'd be trying mad stuff on a constant basis, but he wasn't. He just came back and looked like Harvey Elliott that was in the Liverpool side up until September the 12th last year. That's what he looked like. Simple when it needed to be. Burst the pace when he needed to be. Committed players when he needed to. Finishes a good goal. Sets up one or two things. Intricate. Works hard. Gets back. All loads. It was just like watching him. It was like he never went away. Whereas some players, when they come back and it's on adrenaline, they're trying all stuff, they're running around like raving lunatics, and you know it's just the excitement of being back, and you wouldn't blame them for it. You really wouldn't. He's flying, get the boy on the field ASAP, says Dylan. Absolutely. Want him playing in that midfield every game he can. Do you know what? I'll change the question. Right? Between now and the end of the show, let's see how many people think this. Everyone is fit, bar Divock Origi right now. Everyone. Okay, Joe Gomez and Oxlade-Chamberlain have done isolation for COVID and could have played yesterday, but didn't because they hadn't trained. Okay, so they're back. Everyone is fit bar Divock Origi. If you are picking a team for any game this season, it could be any team on Thursday, forget it's Leicester, any team whatsoever, you want to pick your best 11 to go out on that pitch and play, is Harvey Elliott in it? Because in my opinion he is. In my opinion right now, he absolutely is. Red Chappie wants 20 goals and a hat-trick in the Champions League final. Is that too much? Listen, dream big, brother, dream big. Thursday, Gav, no doubt Rodgers will try and make a statement, already throwing his players under the bus after the cup exit. I'll get to him in a few minutes. How many 120-minute games did he have in the knockouts? Was it 3? I think he did. Yeah, I think Salah had. I think they might have won one in extra time. They definitely won a semi on penalties. Final, semi-final. Would have been 4. They definitely win 2 on penalties. One in the semi and one in the quarters, I think. What about the last 16? I thought that went to went extra time. They won it, but someone will know. Someone will know. Alan says Elliott just looks the part, doesn't he? Definitely an argument to make that he's in our best 11. If I was picking our midfield for tomorrow, for a game tomorrow against anybody, I would be going Fabinho, Thiago, Elliott. I genuinely would. I think what we're looking for in midfield, nothing comes close to what we're looking to do there. Really isn't it? Especially when you have the fullbacks in Trent and Robertson. If you have Mane or Luis Diaz on the left, if you have Salah on the right, if you have a Jota or a Firmino up front, I think them three will be unbelievable in midfield. And we've seen it. We have seen it, and they just look outstanding. Fabinho and Thiago have an amazing record together, but I just think Elliott is absolutely made for that position on the right of the tree in midfield. Think one of either Thiago or Harvey need to play almost every game, says Zachary. Carl says throw him straight in against Leicester and rest him at the weekend. Great to have a fully fit squad. The legs in the middle need a rest, so it's horses for courses. Get the fresh ones in and running full steam ahead of running ahead for the quadruple. Tell them about the Housecoat, Gav. They'll go mad. You'll have to let me know what the Housecoat is. I think I know what you're talking about, but tell me, just yeah, you'll have to give me more info on that. So I definitely know what you're talking about. I don't see Harvey as a winger in a Klopp team. He feels more Coutinho than Sadio Mane. He has quick bursts over distances, so I think he plays midfield in a Klopp team 100%. He's not a front three player. No way is he. Let me see. Gav, how many of world class players would you let go for a Klopp 5-year extension? That's a twisted question, because I think Klopp extends if he feels he has plenty of world class talent or possible world class talent at his disposal in their prime. If it comes to 23, 24. I'd do anything for Klopp to extend. I really, really would. But I'm not going to put names on it. Saka or Gnabry, Gav, says Ali. I throw Martinelli in there and I take any of them, because I think Klopp would just be, they'd fucking blow the planet apart. Any of them three under Klopp, they really, really would. Gnabry has just gone on to just levels when he's gone to Bayern Munich. It's unbelievable. Richard says Fabinho, Thiago, Elliott. Got it, Gav. Cheers, says Ash Grace. He's finally got, he knows what's happening with the press situation. Gnabry over Saka, says Sony Kang. Jones is far better in my opinion, says Paul Smith. Far better than Harvey Elliott. I think Harvey Elliott's shown a bit more. That's just my opinion. Let me see. Carl says he was brilliant in midfield for me on Thursday. Would be Fabinho, Elliott, Thiago. I play Elliott as often as medical team would allow, says Charlie the Red. Lad's got something about him, and the more we can get, of that Mo Trent link up, the better. Sorry, that was my fault. Gav, the person that we have in the team, what is your midfield three? I've said it already. Fabinho, Thiago, Elliott. Right now at this moment. That's the three I go for. Let me see. There's plenty of Fabinho, Elliott, and Thiago stuff coming in. Let me see. 3 on pens, 1 extra time, says Ali. So he did play in 4 extra times. He did. I thought that, because I think they win 1 in extra time. They win 2 on penalties and they lose the last one on penalties. So 4 games. So he literally played every minute that was possible in that competition, did he? Jesus, that's unbelievable. Yeah, that's a lot of football. James has jumped in here. Housecoat is a name for a dressing gown. So yeah, so a housecoat that would you put on the little fucking belt on it. Not, is it a belt? Whatever you call it, the string around it. A lot of people call it a housecoat. A lot of people in Ireland call it a dressing gown. So I don't know, whatever you think yourself. But yeah, that causes murder as well, doesn't it? The other one that causes murder is, you remember the game where you used to stand on each side of the road and throw the ball over and try to hit it off the edge of the path? So a lot of people would call that curbs. I call the pats, and I've had many a row over that. But if you ever want to start a long running row and you've loads of time in your hands, go down the pats v curbs route. It's astonishing how annoyed people get over that. Let me see. You're just mixing Gav's dulcet tones with low volume. Genuinely, the sound on this comes out like I don't even have to edit the sound on this. I just have to edit the start and the end, so you don't have any silence. Everything else in between does be perfect. Sometimes it can be the voice you're on. Sometimes it can be not synced right up with YouTube, but that's nothing down to us. Genuinely, we seem to have it absolutely bang on. Garrett McDonald says it's curbs. I'm not getting into it. Housecoat, laughing my ass off, says James. Pat says Emma Kavanagh. I'm not getting into it. Corby says Nate. Jesus Christ. Pat's what a game, says MC. You see, I told you, if you loads of time in your hands, start this debate. It's a bit like, what do you call the last piece of bread at the end of the loaf of bread? What do you call it? That's another one you can do as well. So look, we've covered Mo. We've covered Sadio. We've talked a bit about Elliott. The vast majority, me and the vast majority of people in the chat feel that play him as much as we possibly can, with a little bit of caution over him coming back from injury, of course, and use his minutes wisely, I suppose. But you'd really like to see him in that team as much as possible. Luis Diaz makes his debut yesterday. I love the fact he comes out in a short sleeve top, gloves on, but he took a couple of whacks. And was absolutely fine. He goes up for the header and comes down. Everyone thinks the knee ligaments are gone. He got stood on. he's okay. Klopp said he's a small little scar. He'll be absolutely fine. But you could see him roaming, and you could see he hasn't played with these players before. It was very, very obvious watching it. But yeah, I like the fact that physicality wasn't a problem. Good footwork, made a great run through midfield. A little bit heavy in the pass for Elliott. Sets up a goal from Minamino, brilliant pressing on the end line, and then brilliant skill to keep it in, and at the same time set up what looked like Jota. Jota miscues it all together, and Firmino scores, and Jota gets the assist for that, which is absolutely ridiculous. 55 likes so far. Reclaimer wants 100. He says, please, good people, 100 likes. Yeah, go for it. He likes 100. He likes 100 for absolutely. James says the end bit of the bread. No. The heel says Ghost of Sparta. That's the correct answer. Glenn Parsons the same. MC is the same. This is turned into a non-football show, to be perfectly honest with you. But that's how we roll. It's definitely the heel. The heel for me, and if it's a batch loaf, it's sacred in inner city Dublin. The heel off a batch is outstanding, toasted. But Luis Diaz, in fairness, done nothing wrong yesterday. The more he gets to spend training with his teammates and getting used to, like, you could see a few times yesterday, he was in positions looking for the ball, and Robertson was nearly looking and going, we don't put balls in there. You know, you need to be somewhere else. And he turned out and played a simpler pass and recycled stuff. But Luis Diaz was floating everywhere yesterday. He's probably just told, go on and enjoy yourself. Pick up something on the left, drop into the middle, you know, air players will move around you. And he did. It was I thought it was a really good debut, to be fairly honest. I'm giving him the assist. I most definitely am. Let me see. We need headings for this in the private chat app. Well, the private chat app, of course, if you're in here and you're a subscriber, head to the community page. You'll see the details, the link. You can give your email, and come Friday, you'll be able to get into a chat with anyone in this group that has signed up, and any of the Daytrippers that have signed up, and we'll have a big chat in there. It's very like WhatsApp. You're going to download an app, you're going to go into this group chat, and then we'll split it up into different chats as well. But it's absolutely free. There is an option there if you want to. When you're giving your email, you can either do the free version, or you can donate $2.99 a month to us. Exactly the same stuff you're going to get for both. It's just a donation you're going to make to us for $2.99 a month. As I've said before, that will go towards the running costs of the app, and anything else that's left will go to charity. We're not taking a penny over. But yeah, look, it's in the community tab if you want to do it. Now, can we talk about Brendan Rodgers? Because I've done 23 minutes and I haven't mentioned the man's name. What is he at? Like, seriously, what is he at? Is there anybody in the chat right now that thinks, that watched that or listened or read or whatever it was with those comments and thought to yourself, he is remaining in that job? Because I can't see it. I cannot see it at all. He's mentioned how good his players are. Should he be there? Should he not be there? You know, their standards, and basically calling them out and saying just not good enough. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. Jercast says, is Discord gone? No, Discord is still there, but this is just an app that's going to be on your phone. Makes it a bit easier. That's all it is. But like, seriously, I just couldn't believe what I was reading last night when I seen it on Twitter last night, and I just could not believe what I was reading. Like, there's throwing players under a bus and then there's reversing over them. You know, now don't get me wrong, they were very, very poor against Nottingham Forest. Very poor. They were well beaten in a 4-1 game. Well beaten. They didn't flatter Forest at all, in my opinion. It might have even been more. You know, and it was marred again by some idiot jumping on the pitch and thinking he was fucking Rambo. But I just couldn't get over it. Like, you're well when your eyes come and go, listen, that wasn't good enough. We're the holders of the FA Cup. We've come here today against a decent side from the Championship. We didn't show up. That game itself wasn't good enough, and you know, we have to learn from it and we move on. But it was. I was reading it going, is this fella actually saying it? Someone said, have you got the comments? I haven't got the actual quote. If anyone is near that quote and can just copy and paste it into the chat so we can read it out, I can't do it at the moment. But if you have it there, I'll put it in and we read it out, because it was ridiculous. Henry VIII says, Brennan to be sacked after Liverpool beat Leicester 5-0 on Thursday. Rodgers' comments means one of two things for Chris. He is off in the summer, or two, owners have backed him to do a massive clear out and start again. Forest looked very good, says MC. They did. Féileacáin makes a very good point. If the owners have backed him for a rebuild, why would he devalue assets? You know, I think that's a great show. You don't, if you want to rebuild that squad, you just go, look, that wasn't good enough, and you go on and you bite your lip a little bit, because you know in the summer I'm going to get rid of 4 or 5 of these and bring in 4 or 5 new ones, and you get what you can for them, right? But you don't go saying what he said. Like, it was just absolutely, like Charlie the Red says, it's typical Rodgers, lack of self-awareness. Now, nothing about him, you know, he didn't say anything. You know what I mean? It was absolutely brilliant. Our players have to look at themselves in the mirror and prove they are good enough to be here, says Rodgers. That was one of the quotes. Gareth McDonald says, a lot of players have to improve. It was an awful performance. I have to apologise to the fans. We needed physicality and authority, and we lacked it. That's a fair. That's no problem. That's no problem. For something. For me, it's something that I've seen for a little period now. These players, some of them have done very well, but we lack the hunger and physicality, which was never the case, and is something, and there's a little bit more that'll come out of that. Leicester fans have become a disgrace. That nice manufactured image they built is in the toilet. But they haven't really gone down well with Liverpool fans over the last while. But what your man done yesterday was absolutely ridiculous. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, there was a lack of hunger, and you get destabilised when you make errors. That's the first time since I've been here that I was embarrassed. But having said that, he's saying that this is going on a while. You know what I mean? We lacked stability at the back, gave away poor goals, and the 2 quick goals rocked us. In a game of this importance, particularly a derby game away from home, you need to have authority and you need to have physicality, and we lacked that in abundance. You know, but are they good enough to be here? Like, why? This is a man that a month ago, right, was telling you that all his players were injured, and so he's loads of players come back from injury. He's loads of players that have to overwork themselves through a COVID situation that they were going on about. It's just fucking insane. I don't know if you're backing him for rebuild. I think he's under serious pressure, and I think he's thrown the ball into the players' court. You know, I just couldn't believe the lack of responsibility he took himself. Like Torres gave 100%, he took absolutely no responsibility. It's unbelievably poor. Why didn't he come out and he say, listen, when we went 1-0 down, I didn't change it, and I should have. I spotted that there was a problem with the team, the physicality, wherever it might be, and I had to change them. I had to retreat a little bit and take me medicine for 20 minutes. He didn't. But look, that's what you get. He comes to Anfield on Thursday, and it's a long time since I wanted to win a game like this one, because how we lost to them at the King Power was beyond me, and it was one of the lowest points of the season, and one of my lowest points in a while, losing that game. So I'd really like to go and beat these well on Thursday. And if it means him being in more trouble, fair enough. He won't take responsibility anyway. If he's let go by Leicester, you know, it'll be something will come out about it. So we'll see how it goes. Brendan Rodgers at United will be the best train crash ever. I seriously hope he goes there. You never know, because I haven't seen anything solid on a new United manager, and Ralph Rangnick I don't think is the man to take them forward, and I don't know if Ralph Rangnick wants to be the man to take them forward, which is the funny bit about it. Tielemans isn't signing a new contract because of Brendan Rodgers, says Ali A. Yeah, his thing is up in the air. Leicester fans acting the maggot and Nottingham by the sounds of it, according to a couple in the chat as well. But look, that's the way we go. Chris Back wants to embarrass them. Let me see. Henry VIII says Elliott is not appreciated or feared by other teams. This is a huge advantage Klopp can use. We need to win to keep our title hopes alive, says Jono. Absolutely. Every game is a must win. Every single game is a must win. There's no letting up here. If you let up at all, it's over. We have a chink of light. We have to keep pushing it. Now I know City's next games I think it might be Brentford at home, Norwich away, and then they play. Is it Arsenal they play? It's one of those. Might be Spurs actually, but we just have to keep going. Damage limitation to his image. That's the most important thing to Rodgers. I just can't get over the comments. I just genuinely can't, and I'm not Brendan Rodgers' biggest fan. We know that. I used to love him when he was at Liverpool. I loved him right up until the start of near the end of 14-15. I just thought, no, I'm not having this fella. And ever since, it just boils me blood sometimes. But I just cannot believe the words out of that man's mouth yesterday. And basically, he has managed a team to a 4-1 defeat, and he hasn't said anything about Brendan Rodgers and his part in it. If he'd have won 4-1, you'd have heard about his impact on it. Torres Spurs, yeah, you have got Spurs coming up soon. City, I think they're at home to Spurs, yeah, because they lost Spurs on the opening day of the season. Gav, Man City, Brentford, day before us. Yeah, they play before us. This game, they play before us the next game, and I think we might play before them the game after that. So you'll have to look out for things like that. Who's playing first, who's putting pressure on. But Liverpool just need to forget City. You know, I know they're up there and we have to watch them, but just keep winning their games and, you know, take a look up every so often and see if they dropped. But it's every game. I'd love to trash Leicester, but give me a 1-0 win. We just need the win, says Jono. Correct. 78 likes. Reclaimer won't be happy. 170 people watching. So if you can lash the likes out of it there and we get to 100, I'm just about to finish. So before we go, we did talk to you about BetMate last night. I really like the concept of this. I'm not a big gambler, so I'm not one to have multiple accounts and stuff like that. I'm just not. This one here is very easy. You know, you can go in and have a free pot and see exactly how it works and stuff like that. It's like fancy football, but you've no budget with regards to players and stuff like that. And it's a nice way to play. Chris is looking after for us on our side because it's UK based, but have a look at it and see what you think. It's really, really good. With regards to the chat and the app and stuff like that, check out the community tab and you will see everything you need there. And like I said, when you hit on the link, it will ask you to leave your email. There's 2 areas to leave your email. One is in the free section, or you can leave it in the $2.99 section if you want to commit $2.99 a month to us. But as I said, I must stress, there's no difference between either of them. It's just you giving a donation to us of $2.99. But you're not really giving it to us because we'll use it to fund the app, which doesn't come for free. And we will use it, anything excess there, to give to charity. The same with BetMate. If we make anything off BetMate in a sponsorship, in the way of sponsorship, or the way of actually winning money by playing the game, it will all go to charity. All right. And Féileacáin is the charity that is going to go to until we reach that 10k. Their details are in the description all about them, which is, go and have it. It's a really good read to see exactly what they're about, and you'll realise how good a charity this is, and also the link there for the donate page. And as I said, if you want to give a super chat, don't go into the description, hit the donate link, and you can put the money in there instead. Diaz winner would make my Thursday, says Nay. Never forgave Rodgers for Madrid away. This guy had a portrait picture of himself in his house. Says Colin. It says it all, really. It reminds me of Only Fools and Horses, when Del Boy and Rodney go to Miami and he's mistaken for the mafia boss and there's the big painting in the house. That's what it reminds me of every time I read that. If we win up to including that game against City, then the league is truly on. Yeah, just keep winning. Just keep winning. Jota last minute winner and an FU to the Leicester fans would make my day, says Féileacáin. I'll take any sort of win at all, because I'm desperate to beat these on Thursday. I'll put it out there. That has been the COP update. 33 minutes, we done well. And as I said, tonight me and Phil are doing a podcast tonight. God knows what it's about. We might gather up 1 or 2 more people as well, but me and Phil are most definitely doing a podcast tonight at 10 p.m. I'll be back at 2 p.m. tomorrow, and by then I will let you know what's going on for the rest of the week. We're definitely doing a midweek fix on Wednesday, previewing Leicester. We're definitely doing a post-match Leicester. We're definitely doing a Sports Unplugged, and there might be something else we can throw in as well, just to keep us ticking over. That has been it. Talk to you in a bit. Over and out.